got a couple of bags with me today. I'm going to show them to you. This looks a nice bag, doesn't it? It's a bag I can have when I go to work meetings. And look what it says on the front. 17th International Conference of Labour Statisticians. And there's a logo at the bottom, which shows ILO. Looks really good, doesn't it? Here's another bag. Be glad to hear, Sean. I think this is a Tesco's bag. It's quite an old one. And look at it, all faded and a bit rips off, but you can still take it shopping. Still got a couple of handles. What I want to do now, though, is to look inside these bags. I wonder if there's anything good in them. Now, this was our good bag. So let's have a look and see what we find inside. What might one take to a labour market statisticians conference? Oh, there's another bag to come, so it probably is very valuable. And what have we got here? Oh, something else, another layer. Let's undo it. What am I finding? Yuck! Old orange peel. Oh, look at that. Old orange peel. Not very good. Such a nice bag. I was really looking forward to what was inside, but let's have a look at this bag. This is my tatty bag. Let's see what we get from that. And there's another bag inside. Rustle, rustle, rustle. What have we got? We've got a wallet. And it's even got a little bit of money in it. So, you looked at the really good bag and you thought, oh, there must be something nice in there. And there wasn't. And you looked at the really tatty bag and thought, ooh, there's nothing good in there. And there was. You've got to be really careful. You can't judge things by appearances. There's a story in the Bible about not judging people by appearances. Many years ago, Israel had a king called Saul, but Saul wasn't a good king, and God wasn't pleased with him. One day, Saul did something that was so bad that God decided, I've had enough. I can't take this anymore. He decided that when Saul died, God wanted someone completely different to be king of Israel. There was a man called Samuel, and he was God's messenger in those days, often called a prophet. Samuel used to do what God told him to do, and he went where God sent him. God told Samuel that he wanted a new king, and he wanted Samuel to go and anoint him. Samuel went to a small village called Bethlehem, not to the big city, and when he got there, he went to a man called Jesse and asked him to meet his sons. Jesse now had 7 sons. When Samuel walked in, he saw they were tall, they were handsome. Surely, they were just the right person to be a king. The first one was called Eliab. He was really tall, really handsome, really good looking. And Samuel thought, someone like that, and he's the eldest. It must be him. So the son came in, bowed down before Samuel, but God told Samuel, it's not him, it's not him. While Samuel thought it was the one, God said, not this one. And God said to Samuel, I don't look at people the way you do. You're looking at the outside, just as we did with those bags. But God looks on the inside, and I can see his heart. So the second son come, and he had a funny name. That was Abinadab. He came up, he was just as tall, just as good looking. But God said, not him either. Then the third son, Shammah, came by. Then the fourth, and the sixth, and the sixth, and the seventh. Each time God said, not him, not this one. And God was quite clear what he was saying. So Samuel was getting quite confused. I've seen these 7 strapping, handsome men, and each time God has said no. And yet he sent me out to choose one of these sons. So he said to their dad, Jesse, are these all of your sons? Well, Jesse said, there is the youngest, but he's just out with the sheep. Shall I go and send him? Yes, said Samuel. So Jesse sent out a messenger, and David, the youngest son, came back. You know, he's a good-looking boy like his brothers. But God said to Samuel, yes, he may not be quite as tall because he's younger, but this is the one. His heart is right because he loves me, and he will put me first. So Samuel took some oil, poured it on David's head as a sign that he would be the next king. And then Samuel went home, and David went back to his sheep. So when Samuel came there, you know, he looked at how tall people were, how handsome they were, but God was looking at people in a different way. God was looking at their hearts. I wonder how we judge other people. You know, when we had those 2 bags there, one looked really good and one was really quite scrappy. But the one that was scrappy had in what was valuable. How do we look at people? If they're good looking or if they smile a lot, do we think they're good? But it's God that knows the inside. We need to think about how we look at other people. But also, when God knows the inside, he knows the inside of us. You know, we might look really good to people. We might seem to do all the right things, but it could be inside us. All our thoughts are wrong, and we're thinking nasty things about other people. God knows what we are like on the inside. So it's important that if things are wrong on the inside with us, if we've got thoughts that we shouldn't have, other people might not know, but God does know. So if there are things that we know aren't right in us, we need to talk to God, and he will help change us. 2 very different bags, but it was the one that didn't look good that actually had everything that was valuable. Last week I talked to you about how God can use us. And if we're young, if we're don't think we're very clever or good at things, we're a bit like that second bag. But there is a valuable thing inside us if we allow ourselves to be used by God. So let's not judge people by appearances, and let's make sure that we get our thoughts right with God.